on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Some of my policies, in a lot of ways, Richard Nixon was more liberal than I was.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-up. Millions and millions of lives. We're grateful for all of the scientists, researchers, manufacturing workers, and service members who have worked tirelessly to make this breakthrough possible. It is truly a Christmas miracle in human history. More than 2,000 years ago, God sent His only begotten Son to be with us. An angel announced the birth of our Lord and Savior to humble shepherds.
Sanders is the worst leader in the world. Said. Bernie Sanders is the worst leader in the world. Said. Bernie Sanders is the worst leader in the world. Bernie Sanders is the worst leader in the world. Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Are you happy with her? Do you think we should be nicer to her? Or do you think we should rake her over the coals? Think we should be nicer? Do you think it would help if progressive news hosts were nicer to the progressives who are currently screwing you? Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Or do you think we should think we should make them scared to fucking death? Think we should make them scared to fucking death? Think we should make them scared to fucking death? Make them scared to fucking death? Make them.
Very simple. Bad deal. Should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. And they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Isn't it wonderful to allow protest? Allow protest. No. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Look, talk about education. School, not daycare. School, to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
Hello, users, and welcome to the motherfucking show. This is Above It All for the day of December 26th. also known as the day after Christmas, also known as the... Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else that was clever. I apologize. Hello, Unknown Stoyle. Hello, Lilith. Hello, Bodan. Hello, Billiam Dilliam. And hello, Zoom Rose Emoji Saudi. You are so beautiful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've got a decent lineup. I mean, it depends on what you mean by decent, right? I'm going to be talking about people being shot and killed for no reason. I'm going to be talking about dumb motherfuckers. I'm going to be talking about how, like, our economy is in the shit, like, in shambles. That's the word I'm trying to say. I'm going to be talking about a lot of fucked up bullshit. But I'm also going to be talking about this. So, let's watch. This is Donald Trump and Melania Trump wishing everyone a happy Christmas. Forgot to play this over the last couple days, but better late than never, right? So, that's, this is going to be good stuff. I'm going to turn the volume up. Alright, is the volume up? The volume is up, let's go.
The President and I want to wish every American a very Merry Christmas.
Try not to laugh challenge, instituting now.
The President and I want to wish every American a very Merry Christmas.
During the sacred season, Christians celebrate the greatest miracle in human history. More than 2,000 years ago, God sent His only begotten Son to be with us. An angel announced the birth of our Lord and Savior to humble shepherds. He said, I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all of the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you.
Okay, can you imagine being the motherfucker that has to film that shit? Can you imagine it's like, alright, you get paid, right, I don't know, $10,000 to, like, move the fucking camera around and just, like, get all the bullshit in the room? Now, can you imagine being the ones that have to put this shit together? For Melania Trump, reminder, Melania Trump famously said, who gives a fuck about Christmas? That's what Melania Trump famously said. Maybe, in fact, she was the one who put all this together. I'm not sure. But, let's keep going.
He is the Messiah, the Lord. You will find a baby wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger. At Christmas, we thank God for sending us His Son to bring...
Do people actually fucking believe this shit? Like, I'm sorry. Can we just have, like, a moment of, like, reckoning here with society? Do people actually fucking believe... I know, I'm being a little edgy. I know, I'm sorry. Like, where's the edge alert, right? But, like, Jesus Christ. Like, the manger and the baby, and they were, like, walking on water, and then there was, like, a snake popping. Like, do people actually fucking, like, they look at this stuff and they go like, yeah, this is real. Like, I feel like people do. Like, I see all these stuff, like the fucking, like, Jesus nativity scenes around town. It's like, first of all, playing with toys, that's for children, right? Second of all, what the fuck? Well, let's keep going. I'm sorry.
Peace to our souls and joy to the world.
As you know, this Christmas is different than years past. We are battling a global pandemic that has affected all of us.
Whoa, this is news to me. Wait a second. There's a pandemic going on? This is news to me. I didn't know the Trump administration acknowledged the pandemic. I didn't know that was something on the... But now apparently there's a pandemic going on. Oh, shit.
Different than years past. We are battling a global pandemic that has affected all of us. Yet, through this great challenge,
has it affected, by the way, has it affected all of us? These motherfuckers just got vaccinated on live television. They had the best healthcare in the history of humanity, right? Did it really affect all of us? Or did it only affect the poor people who are the ones that can't afford health insurance and can't afford healthcare? Is it the ones, you know, I don't know, that are more likely to happen to be people of color, for example, more likely to be women, for example? It's not, but no, it's affected all of us. It's affected, we've all been through the same thing. You know, myself and my husband were in a bunker, but, you know, everyone else, you know, it's basically the same thing, right?
By the kindness and courage of citizens across this country. Teachers have worked extraordinarily hard to keep our children learning. Students have delivered groceries to elderly neighbors. Communities have found new ways to stay connected to one another. Courageous first responders, doctors, and nurses.
who, by the way, will still have to wait a couple more months before they're all vaccinated because these selfish motherfuckers had to go first in line.
Have given everything to save lives. Brilliant scientists have developed treatments and vaccines.
We are delivering millions of doses of a safe and effective vaccine that will soon end this terrible pandemic and save millions and millions of
Is he going to bring up China? Shout outs to China. Let's go.
lives. We're grateful for all of the scientists, researchers, manufacturing workers, and service members who have worked tirelessly to make this breakthrough possible.
Yeah, we're not going to, I don't know, distribute the vaccine all across the country over the course of a short period of time. We're not going to, I don't know, pay our essential workers. We keep calling them essential workers. We're not going to pay them. We're not going to make sure that they've got housing. You know, fuck it. If they're working at Walmart and they don't even have a home to sleep in at night, fuck them. We'll also make sure they don't get the vaccine first. And we'll make sure that the government gets the vaccine first. Because what else are we going to do, right? All these people that theoretically, they don't need the vaccine, right? They should be following basic public health and safety guidelines and shouldn't be like Rand Paul going to the gym with coronavirus, right? Remember that? Like, but these selfish assholes, right? They did everything wrong every step of the way. And now they're just, oh yeah, no, it's the doctors, the precious doctors, the best, like we have the best doctors in the history of that. Like, come on, it's just,
It is truly a Christmas miracle.
During this wonderful time of year, we also give thanks for the brave and selfless Americans who keep us safe. We are forever grateful for the men and women of law enforcement and the heroes of the United States military.
We're thankful for law enforcement. Okay. Well, I got this other article here, but I'll go into that one later.
In this holy season, we thank God for his infinite love, and we pray that the light of his glory will forever shine on this magnificent land. On behalf of Melania and the entire Trump family, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Could you imagine? Like, this guy got what, like 70 million votes or something? Can you imagine like some dumb motherfucker just scrolling through, oh, hey, everybody, Trump uploaded a 3-minute Christmas video. Let's huddle around the fire and watch it. Like, who is this for? Yo, I swear to God, Christmas breaks the fucking brains of these dumb fucking silver spoon motherfuckers, right? You've got people being kicked out of their houses. You've got people dying of a preventable illness. You've got people fucking can't paying their fucking rent. You've got people without heat in the middle of winter. You've got people who can't even afford a Christmas dinner. You've got people who just got kicked out of their fucking job. You've got people who are crying, dying, and just fucking wanting any form of relief. And this guy is gonna say, oh, Merry Christmas. Like, what? Like, just pretending like all the suffering that we've endured over the last year just doesn't exist. And even if it does exist, it's very minimal, right? You've got people killing themselves. You've got people, like, you know, getting addicted to drugs this year. But no. Merry Christmas. God has blessed this country once again. A bunch of crap. This is why I can't stand it. This is why I support the war on Christmas. By the way, speaking of which, I did not play Grinch last night because I got really fucking drunk because I'm a loser. And so I'm going to finish that game tonight. So in case anyone was wondering, that's the plan. There you go. But hello Z50, hello JL, hello Schnibs, hello Drilo Stams, hello Billiam Delilium. What is poppin'? I think I already said that, but you know, come on. Come on. Hello, Cloud. I'm sorry, but who the fuck is watching the... Oh, honey, let's gather around the fire. It's the presidential Christmas update. Who is this fucking for? What? Hey, Bill B. I wanted to see you play it, but last night I was busy. That's all good. I will be doing speedruns of the game. So here's the deal when it comes to the Grinch. I'm going to be finishing the game tonight. and then I'm going to begin doing speedruns. Depending on how it goes tonight, I might do a run tonight, but let's be honest, like, let's be realistic, that's probably not going to happen. But either way, I will start doing a Grinch speedrun tomorrow. That will be the idea. Tomorrow, by the way, I know, right? Isn't this a coincidence? Is Sunday Run Day. So, just throwing that out there. You know, people can decipher for themselves. I don't take a position. That is just now out there. Tomorrow's Sunday Run Day. And I will be doing Grinch speedruns tomorrow. Who knows what could possibly happen. Hello, Mr. Freak Glitcher. Greetings. Greetings. You just missed the Donald Trump Christmas special. And unfortunately, I would rather have a rock than this. You know what I'm saying? There's my little... That's a joke there. That's a joke. Smash that like button. Of course. Of course. Of course. If you don't do so... then clearly you're a Russian bot and you're compromised. Alright, so, again, I've got some other stuff I'm going to talk here about, and, let's do this. Okay, so, CNN released this extraordinarily cringe article, yesterday. And it deserves to be ripped to shreds. It deserves to be publicly, everyone who is involved with the writing and publishing and the editing of this whole thing, I think personally deserves to not have a job. So let's read. This is CNN saying the cultural moments that define 2020. And, like, it's a bunch of people that no one's ever heard of. Oh, and by the way, George Floyd is dead. What a great cultural event. Isn't that just a wonderful... Don't you just love culture? Don't you just love how, like, black people getting shot and killed or fucking asphyxiated and murdered live on video day after day after day after day? It's just a cultural event. You know, it's just like, you know, a marker of, you know, the time that's... It's just a cultural event, you know. So you have, like, you know, the Christmas movie coming out. You've got Harry and Meghan. They retired as working royals. Who knows who Harry and Meghan are? I don't. Does anyone else care about who? I don't know. Who is that? Who's Harry and Meghan? Literally, I have no idea who these people are. But again, these are all cultural moments, right? All of this stuff is, it really has, you know, hit home in the American soul. So let's read. Parasite made history at the Oscars. Is that an anime? I'm not sure. Tiger King reigned. What? I don't understand. I remember maybe reading a tweet about that. China put the world's first completely digital fashion week. Who cares? What does this have to do with culture? Who cares, right? But again, the commodification of violence when it comes to this kind of stuff. I don't know, man. I literally cannot fathom a world where, like, let me look. Who edited this? Who, like, wrote this article? Is there, like, written by Steffi Chung, CNN? Is that it? Only one person? My God. Right, but again, look at all this. This is all cultural events. Oh, yeah, Beyonce and Barcelona. And look at all these cultural of Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt. They flirted on Zoom. Isn't that a cultural touchstone? Right? Like, okay, yeah, you've got George Floyd getting murdered on, you know, public television live in front of the whole world. You've got Harry and Meghan, like, holding an umbrella. You've got China having a fucking fashion show. And you've got Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt flirting on Zoom. These are the cultural events that define 2020, right? The Crown blurred the line between fact and fiction. What the fuck does that mean, dude? Seriously, what is this? Like, I have no idea what the fuck this means. Kim threw a 40th birthday bash? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about any of this fucking cringy garbage? Like, like, what? Who's Kim? Kim Kardashian West, apparently. I don't even know who fucking Kim is. Maybe, I don't know, you can talk about how Kim Jong-un died like 8 times this year. Remember that? Like every fucking other week in 2020, Kim Jong-un died, and then he came back, and then he died again, and then he came back, and then he died again. That was more of a cultural event than this fucking bullshit Kim Kardashian. What? Who gives a fuck? Oh, a rich celebrity celebrated their 40th birthday party while 350,000 people lost their lives from a preventable pandemic, while on this day there are people getting evicted from their homes. But Kim Kardashian, she threw a birthday bash on a private island. A private island. By the way, did you know that George Floyd was also murdered? These are great cultural events. What the fuck? Seriously. Seriously. Like, I just, like, TikTok crowdsourced the musical? Who gives a shit? What is this? What is this? Seriously. Like, what? I have no idea. I just don't even know. But this got destroyed in the comments section. You can look at the quote tweets to retweet ratio. Just looking at the quote tweet to retweet ratio is just a good way to see, like, these are the people that want everyone to see this for bad reasons. These are the people who unironically agree with this kind of thing. And, you know, normally I don't agree with ratios on the internet because usually I'm the one getting ratioed. Anyway, this sucks. This sucks. It's no good. The Crown is a popular British TV series. Who cares, dude? Like I get it. It's fine. Like if you wanna like immerse yourself in culture and like, you know, and that's fine. That's fine. But when you lump in Black Lives Matter into that, and when you say, oh yeah, these are the cultural moments that define 2020, and like no one knows any of these people's names, like I just like, what? If the article doesn't bring up that the culture surrounding that island bash was everything just insulting, that would be imagine it's a private island and then like there's like an indigenous population, but they're just, you know, they just don't matter because like, you know, Michael Bloomberg bought the island, so it's just like whatever. Oh my god. The British royal family, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about the... you're telling me that the genetic code of the person currently in a multi-billion-dollar fucking mansion has a similar genetic code to someone that murdered 1 million people in the year 1315? Wow! Culture defined. Culture personified. We have reached a new cultural understanding of the world, everybody. Like, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Like, I would much rather have everyone who's like, I don't know, man. Like, the idea that, like, we have, like, fucking living descendants of the Queen? Who gives a shit? Like, who, like, what normal, like, how much money are they spending on the fucking Queen? Meanwhile, how many people died in the UK over the past year of a preventable virus? Wasn't it like 70, 80,000? Who cares? The culture defining aspect is that they said, fuck it. Who cares? I don't care. If they said, fuck it, why are we still talking about it? Who cares? It's dumb. It's just dumb shit. You still hold a grudge. I like the British. They burned down the White House. It's pretty based. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, so British comedy sucks. That is factually untrue, C50. That is factually untrue. That is what we call in the business fake news. British comedies. Can you imagine, right? Like, imagine you're a thinking, breathing person. Like, your brain is currently lighting up several times a second with new ideas. And you think, oh, I know. I'm going to post in the comment section that British comedy sucks. Like, that's going to be your interaction with other human beings, is to say that British... Like, I just, like, why would anyone say that? I have no idea. When, especially, again, when it's factually untrue. It's just wrong. It's just not real. Sure, everything I've ever seen that's British comedy is perfect. There is no issue whatsoever with any of it. Hume hour, not Hume hour. Oh my god. Love a good little bit of Hume hour. I love that one show with the guys. Yeah. I love that one show with the it guys. Hey, I'm the it guy. I'm popular. I'm the it guy. Whatever that means. Anyway, so let's talk about cops, because I fucking hate cops. Alright, so. This has been something that came out over the course of Christmas. It came out on Christmas Eve. And I was gonna talk about this yesterday, but I got really drunk and I didn't want to, like, you know, do a disservice to anything, because I feel like that would be embarrassing. Right? I've got like a little bit of self-respect, but anyway. So this is like some really fucked up shit. This is another viral incident of just, you know, someone getting shot and killed for no reason. And I have the article from CNN, and it's just a bizarre scenario. It's a non-emergency call. And yet these motherfuckers bring guns and then kill people for whatever reason. So, well, Donald Trump was posting on Twitter about how much of a Merry Christmas this was. About how, like, you know, oh, law enforcement, we're so grateful for law enforcement. This body cam footage was released. So I'm going to read this article. And I do have the footage as well that we can watch, I guess. I don't know. Body camera footage released Wednesday shows a Columbus, Ohio police officer fatally shooting an unarmed black man in a garage within seconds of their encounter. Officer Adam Coy was stripped of his badge and gun after killing Andre Maurice Hill, 47, who was walking toward the officer with a cell phone in his left hand and his right hand not visible when Coy opened fire, authorities said. Now, this is something, again, every single person, in my opinion, David Lopez, Lori Ure, Jennifer Henderson, I think they're all trash, scumbag human beings. The idea that you, a journalist, decide in the second paragraph, right, of an article about cops murdering someone, the second paragraph is just being a stenographer for police. No, you know, there's no anything. What this is just saying what the police told them to say. All of these people should be ashamed of themselves. They should lose their journalistic integrity. They shouldn't be allowed to write for any mainstream press outlet, because what they are doing is dangerous, and they're doing a disservice to their fellow human. Right? The cops murdered somebody live, and the camera was fucking on. Like, it's on, and we've got the footage. In the second fucking paragraph, oh, but we don't know what was in their right hand. That's what the authorities, they said, we don't know where the right hand was. Unfucking believable. All these people should be ashamed of themselves. The officer had been responding to a non-emergency disturbance call from a neighbor, according to the Columbus Department of Public Safety. The shooting is the latest involving law enforcement in Columbus, where less than 3 weeks ago, another black man, Casey Goodson Jr., was fatally shot by a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy. The December 4th shooting is the subject of a joint criminal a joint criminal civil rights investigation. I hate how this fucking shit tags off. I don't really care about any of this garbage. I just don't care. But this part I wanted to read. In a statement released by the Department of Public Safety, Columbus Police Chief Thomas Quinlan, again, if you are just going to write whatever the cops say, and that's my journalism. I read or I listened to an interview and then I just wrote down the words. I'm a journalist now. Look, hey everyone, look. I just passed journalism school. I I read a police report and then I copied and pasted the words and then I put them in quotes and then I'm a journalist now. That's what these people are doing. That's ridiculous. So, Chief Thomas Quinlan said that he was troubled by the preliminary facts. Coy has been relieved of duty while under Yeah, you know, my coworker just shot someone on video. We've got the video. You know what? I'm going to say I'm not disgusted. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't think this is, you know, heinous, you know, crime against humanity. I'm just troubled by the preliminary facts. Like, these people, again, the subject matter is someone being murdered, right? Again, but the preliminary facts, you know, the preliminary facts are very troubling. You know, like, I'm just, you know, it's a very, you know, interesting scenario where you know, we've got some preliminary data and the facts here, and then you know, they're preliminary as opposed to who the fuck speaks like that? Like, you go up to someone right, at a Black Lives Matter protest, and it's like, how do you feel about this situation? You think the person is going to say, well, I was troubled by the preliminary facts, and it's like, no one gives a fuck. The troubled by the preliminary facts? Jesus fucking Christ. Like, but again, this is why I say all cops are bastards, because this is their, like, rebuke. This is the, like, chief of police or whatever, right? Like, Columbus police chief is like, oh, yes, I can't even strongly condemn my officer murdering someone on camera. I just have to say I'm troubled by the preliminary facts. Like, what the fuck? Have a spine, grow a spine, be a normal person for once, you dumb motherfucker. The body camera footage captured from the 60-second look back shows a flashlight illuminating Hill, who walks alongside a car toward the officer, cell phone in left hand and his right hand not visible. The officer, within seconds, backs off before firing his weapon, striking Hill. When the audio comes on, Coy is heard ordering Hill to put his hands out to the side. Yeah, I know, I just shot you. Right? I know I just fucking shot you. But could you fall? Can you do like 15 jumping jacks? And can you do like 13 crunches and then do 6 push? I know I just shot you. I understand that your internal organs are bleeding and they're not, you know, I'm not going to, you know, call an ambulance. I know, I just shot you. I literally am in the process of murdering you right now. But can you, like, you know, do 15 fucking handstands for me real quick? Can you, like, you know, say the alphabet back? I know there's a hole in your body and you're bleeding. You're literally dying. But please do this absurd, like, fucking geometric dance for me. Like, what the fuck? Hill died at the hospital just 2:30 a.m. No weapon was recovered at the scene. What does that mean, no weapon was recovered at the scene? Like, you'd think, okay, let's put that in the first fucking thing. Instead, it's just, oh, his right hand was not visible. You'd think, you know, maybe in the first fucking, maybe in the headline. Maybe in the fucking headline. What is the headline? Body cam footage shows fatal police shooting? How about some guy was shot and killed for being on their fucking cell phone, no weapon? But no, you have to scroll all the way down to the fucking third to last paragraph. Oh, and then that's when you realize there is no weapon. Anyway, let's watch. Obviously, if you don't want to watch, you know, that's fine. You know, this kind of stuff makes me upset as well. But again, you know, no, there's no weapon recovered at the scene. We have to figure. I was very troubled by the preliminary reports. Unbelievable. Now, again, the context. This is a non-emergency call. This is someone called 911 saying, "Hey, there's someone sitting in their car." And that's a death sentence. Sitting in your car at 1 a.m. is a death sentence? Like, what is this?
Put your fucking hands out to the side.
And then this person is just walking onto someone else's property and then shooting and killing them.
Hands out to the side, now! Roll to your stomach, now!
Fucking roll to your stomach. I can't.
Hey, don't get fucking close. I can't see his fucking hand. Get your hand up from underneath you now!
Like, they're literally on the floor. I just like, this is not, oh, I'm troubled by the preliminary. I'm so troubled, good sir. Oh, I'm so very troubled. The preliminary data as it, like, imagine talking like that. Imagine, like, you are a human being and you say this dumb bullshit. I'm very troubled by the preliminary facts here. Like, dude, like, I literally can't. You can watch this whole thing if you want. I don't know. I don't necessarily feel comfortable showing this whole thing. But you can watch this. It's there. It's available for you to watch. It's just like the idea that this guy is just going to murder someone and pretend like they're playing fucking Battlefield 69 or something. And then the police chief, the strongest condemnation of someone like on their force murdering someone is, oh, you know, the preliminary facts are very troubling. Right? And this is why I say all cops are evil, all cops are disgusting. Because if you see a coworker murder somebody, and the strongest possible rebuke that you can give is being troubled by the preliminary data, I'm sorry. I am troubled by the fact that you exist. By the fact that you are in my country, in any position, let alone a position of power, but in any position. If you were bagging my groceries, I would be uncomfortable. But this guy is the chief of police. It's just absolutely fucking hideous, and it's heinous, and I just don't like it. But, anyway. What did y'all do for Christmas? I guess, right? I don't know. Donald Trump was having a good time. Though the preliminary data is very, very troubling. The preliminary data, of course. What is Z50 saying in the chat room? Are they fucking spewing some dumb bullshit? I like the blue line. I have many friends and family that are LEOs. Leo? Like the astrological sign? Personally, I'm a Gemini. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this dog. Look at this fucking dog. Max, what are you doing? Max, why? Look at that dog. I'm looking at you. That's right. That's right. My blood pressure's high. I gotta pet the doggy. Alright. My god, look at that fucking dog. Like, I literally can't with that thing. I'm surrounded by firearms. I have a Glock right here next to my keyboard and an AR-15 in arm's reach. Dot, space, dot, space, dot. What is the dot space thing? Is that like you trying to like be uber epic or something? Are you pretending to be like the final boss in like Final Fantasy number fucking 36 or whatever? I'm too old to fight, but not too old to shoot. Dot space, dot space, dot space, dot. Like, what the fuck? Again, the context here is I'm reading a story about police murdering someone, and Z50 in the chat room's having like some sort of main character syndrome, like Final Fantasy dialogue. Scared? No. Just prepared. Dot space, dot space, dot space. I was a Boy Scout back in the early 70s. Well, I'm happy for you, dude. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I literally... Like, imagine, again, like, we're, like, this is the same shit with the police chief. Oh, the preliminary facts are very troubling. Like, imagine, like, like, you have to have some sort of extreme mental illness. You have to have, like, some form of, like, you know, brain hemorrhaging of some kind to watch a video of cops shooting someone, and your interaction and contribution to that story is Final Fantasy main villain dialogue. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, the idea that Z50 is like legitimately a parent and has raised multiple children, to my understanding, that's disgusting. And again, Z50 should be nowhere around schools. They should be nowhere around kids. And again, if these kinds of sick and disgusting and twisted and demented motherfuckers were bagging my groceries, I would still feel uncomfortable. But, you know, we're in a society where, oh, those are police chiefs. They're police chiefs and they're just everywhere. These dumb motherfucking like Final Fantasy wannabes. I keep a gun by my keyboard in case hackers try to invade my computer. The hackers, they're gonna invade! They're gonna invade! But in the words of our president,
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
I love it. I love it. My God. My God. Hello, Anna, by the way. How you doing? Fucking most of my friends are Leos. Does anyone know what that means, by the way? Like, I feel like that's an acronym and not the astrological sign. I have many friends and family that are Leos. Like, fucking Leos, dude. Like, imagine saying that. Like, yeah, you know, like, my best friend's uncle is a Sagittarius. It's like, okay, thank you for the contribution to the discourse. I appreciate you. You're very well appreciated. Oh, fucking Leos, dude. So yeah, like, my best friend's a fucking Tauros. Not to be confused with the Pokemon, of course. Law enforcement officers. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. Ah. You can also shit yourself. It doesn't mean you do. I keep a gun at hand because I can. Space dot space dot. I mean, yeah, like, you know what I keep at hand? A bottle of hot sauce, right? Because I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids, everyone. Hillary Clinton ain't got nothing on this shit. This is what I keep next to my desk at all times. This guy's talking about having guns on demand at any point. I got crystal motherfucking hot sauce on demand at any point. You want to know why? Because you never know when I'm going to need to fuel up, right? You never know. But, anyway, go on keeping guns at your desk like a fucking weirdo. It's astrology. I prefer astronomy. Anyway, right after, typically after consuming Crystal hot sauce, because I am a delusional fuckwit, I look to my pantry and I think to myself, do I have any graham crackers? And the answer is no, because typically graham crackers are infused with high fructose corn syrup, and that is not something I am interested in. But there are all kinds of crackers that would maybe possibly be described as Graham. So here we have Lindsey Graham, one of my favorite graham crackers. And I have not read this article yet, but I thought it'd be funny. So let's read. Senator Lindsey Graham, R.Sk., said Friday night after spending part of the day with President Trump that the president is more determined than ever to stick by his demand for bigger stimulus payments from Americans. Let's go. Reminder. You know who's against the $2,000? Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Senate. Donald Trump is going to war with the Republicans in the Senate right now. And I'm glad that Lindsey Graham is doing this because, again, this is all fueling the Republican Civil War. And I'm here for it. All right. Bada boom. Graham's remarks come out as Trump and Congress are locked in a standoff over the size of payments to millions of Americans as part of a latest COVID-19 relief bill. After the House and Senate overwhelmingly passed legislation that Trump has criticized and not signed, putting it in limbo. So I don't think he's vetoed it technically. He just hasn't signed it. So he's leaving the option open to sign it at any point, but he's not signing it. I believe that's the situation. After spending some time with the president, real Donald Trump today, I am convinced he is more determined than ever to increase stimulus payments to $2,000 per person and challenge Section B. Who cares about that dumb bullshit? Both are reasonable demands, blah, blah, blah. I hope Congress is listening. Well, by the way, I hope Congress, you are Congress in this instance, Lindsey Graham. The biggest winner would be the American people, he added. Graham, a top ally of Trump's in Congress, weighed in after spending time golfing with the president at his club in West Palm Beach, Fla. Interesting. On Friday, the president is staying at his nearby Mar-a-Lago resort for the holidays. The $2.3 trillion government funding and coronavirus relief package arrived at Mar-a-Lago this week. Not in, at the Resolute desk. It didn't arrive at in the residency or whatever at the White House or what. He didn't walk in the morning and see the bill on the Resolute desk. No, he's in Mar-a-Lago golfing, right? He's trying to get his fucking the putter, right? And then all of a sudden, instead of the putter, it's the fucking coronavirus relief package just sitting there at Mar-a-Lago. Trump has been at odds with Congress this week over the latest coronavirus deal, with his surprise opposition to the legislation throwing the latest relief bill and government funding package to uncertainty. Love water. Reminder to hydrate yourself. Water is the most important thing for your body. Why do you think water is a part of all life on Earth? Think about that. Dumb motherfucker, go drink some water. Anyway. Trump has been at odds with Congress this week. Who gives a shit? The president has criticized the $900 billion COVID-19 deal, which came after months of slow-moving negotiations between both parties as well as his administration, by focusing on the size of the payments to Americans. If he has called for $2,000 payments instead of the $600 payments that the lawmakers approved. Again, the idea that The Hill is writing this article, whoever wrote this, I mean, Jesus Christ, Jesse Burns, you can tell where their fucking biases lie. It's the Republicans that are blocking this dumb bullshit. That's what's happening right here. So, oh, no, it's just Congress. Congress is at odds with the... No, it's Mitch McConnell and the Senate Republicans and Kevin McCarthy and the House Republicans. Those are who are at odds here, okay? But, that whatever. The coronavirus deal was passed along with the $1.4 trillion package to fund the federal government through October. Republicans have urged Trump to sign the legislation with unemployment benefits set to expire Saturday and a shutdown looming starting Tuesday unless the president signs the bill. Why do we have budgetary shit like this? We just elected a new president. Can't we just have, the fucking window, be in February or something? Seriously, can we wait for that? We just elected a new Congress. Why are the guys who lost still writing this shit? Why is the guy who lost the one in the fucking White House right now? Why is this shit being done in October, November, and December? It's dumb, it's ridiculous, and it's a sign of a bad fucking system. The president indicated in 2 weeks on Christmas Day and on Saturday that he would still be pushing for bigger payments to Americans. Now, keep in mind, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, and the rest of the squad have put forth an amendment for $2,000. Bernie Sanders, of course, agreeing with it in the Senate. That's kind of where this is. The Democratic House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is also in agreement with the $2,000 amendment. She's trying to take credit for it, which, you know, of course she is, but, you know, because she's a bitch, right? Made many calls and had meetings at Trump International in Palm Beach, Florida. Why would politicians not want to give people $2,000 rather than only $600? It wasn't their fault. It was China. Give people the money, he tweeted earlier Friday. That was apparently Donald Trump, an interesting voiceover for him. I simply wan sick to get our great people $2,000. I simply wan sick. Interesting. To get our great people $2,000 rather than $600. Also, Congress should cut the pork, he added in another tweet. Trump has separately criticized an annual defense policy bill referenced by Graham and vetoed the legislation this week. The president blasted the 2021 national blah blah blah. Who gives a fuck? So this is what's going on with the stimulus. The Graham cracker himself playing golf, trying to mitigate the Republican Civil War, because that's what he's doing. That's what Lindsey Graham is there to do. He's trying to make Trump less of an angry person against Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans. And it's working, because whoever wrote this article, Jesse Byron's, you know, just, oh yeah, it's just, you know, Congress, you know, it's totally not one party that's obstructing. No, it's just Congress. It's just the ethereal Congress that's doing the problem. Anyway, that's that. The hell, I don't have anything else to say on that one. This is the part of the stream where I get heated, where things get fun. Alright, y'all. Are you ready for some bullshit? I don't get golf. I understand mini golf if the course has a cool theme, but normal golf, and I'm going to say this, and this might be controversial. There might be people that aren't the worst people in the world who play golf. But let's be honest. If you play golf, chances are you're garbage. Like, I'm just like, really, do you know, like, anyone that's not, you know, like, Epstein played golf? You know, I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem. Mini golf, that's a game. Mini golf you can have fun with. Mini golf is also mini. It doesn't take up, you know, thousands of acres that could otherwise be used for housing. Mini golf, you know, takes up like a parking lot. You know, but regular, I mean, if you play golf, you're just garbage. Like, you should just, like, I don't know, consider doing something, literally consider doing anything else. Like, literally, like, do anything else. I know, I'm sorry, I'm just reading Twitter real quick before I get into this. Christmas dinner part 2? Hell yes, Mr. Freak Litcher. You're going just in time, because I'm about to start talking about Jimmy Dore fanboys again. I'm just looking at Twitter real quick. See if I've missed anything. I've missed a lot, though. Like, there's a lot of cringe on my Twitter. There's quite a lot of cringe on my Twitter. My God. Alright, everyone. I'm gonna get into a double whammy today. Golf takes up the most resources of any sport and is the most segregated. Yeah? Like, have you ever seen a black person or a woman or anyone who's not white for that matter, play golf? If you have, then your answer is irrelevant because you're probably in a lucid dream. All right. Z50, you talking about weed in my chat room is not going to make up for the fact that you're a creepo? Tiger Woods? Okay, well, whatever. Let's get into a different topic. I've been roundly defeated in the battlefield of ideas, so let's move on while we still can to where I will not lose in the battlefield of ideas. Okay, so I'm gonna play this first because this is some really like bizarro shit. Like people are taking this guy seriously, and it's not good. It's not good. So, all right. Okay, everyone. So there's this bizarro situation going on with a group of folks that I like to collectively refer to as Jimmy Dore fanboys, because they're not serious people. They're not a political coalition of any kind. It's like really like 10,000 weirdos that are on Twitter all day, every day, and that somehow like they think that they're on the front lines of like the world, and like they are the ones who will be responsible for Medicare for all in the future. So it's a really bizarre like main character syndrome, kind of superiority complex. It's really weird. So they're Jimmy Dore fanboys. They love Jimmy Dore. And clearly what I love doing is I love personally attacking Jimmy Dore. Everything I'm about to say, like when I play this clip of Jimmy Dore having a meltdown that's indistinguishable from Rush Limbaugh, when I play this video, it's actually ad hominem, of course, because that's what the Russian bots in my comment section will say. Playing video of Jimmy Dore saying something is ad hominem attack. It's there's no argumentation involved when I just play the video. So when he says something, clearly he's not saying something. So again, if you're a Russian bot, don't believe your lying eyes, right? I don't want to trigger you. Let's be honest though, you've already left your comment. You're not watching the video. Anyway, if you're here for me to make fun of this Dumbo motherfucker, let's go in. So this is Jimmy Dore, talking about why wasn't anyone pushing for $2,000? Huh. Why wasn't anyone pushing for 2,000? It's not like Bernie was doing so since March. Nah, no way. It's not like people like Ro Khanna were tying themselves to that. Nah, it's not like the Squad and AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan. It's not like they were doing. No way. No. Let's see what Jimbo Dumbo. Again, this guy who, by the way, in March, what was Jimbo Dumbo doing? He was having Tulsi Gabbard on his show and promoting her awful healthcare plan, like this one, for example.
Oh, you came out with your new single payer plus.
I played this in a video and people said it was a lie. People said that Jimmy never said this, even though I've got a video. So this is him capitulating like a child on Medicare for all. By the way, like you can watch this full thing. I'm not going to play the full thing. It's there if you want to scroll down and click on it. So that's him 9 months ago, whatever, capitulating like a child on Medicare for all. And this is what he has to say to the people who are actually trying to push forward good ideas.
People have not been docile over the past couple of days, and that's good. I say we need to have a revolution. We need to have some social unrest in this country.
Right. We need to have some social unrest, right? Okay. Well, have you looked at the past year? Like I don't know. I maybe that's an endorsement of that. I'm not entirely sure. It probably is, but still, social unrest is a good thing. In the sense of it gets people talking. But there's a lot of problems with a situation of social unrest. People get hurt. People get injured. So, has Jimmy Dore participated in any of the protests? Maybe he has. It's totally possible that Jimmy Dore was going to protests. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. And if he has, good on him, right? But I've been to protests, and I can tell you, they get a little dangerous, right? So I'm just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there.
They're not giving you health care? You don't think that what? They're not giving you health care in the middle of a deadly pandemic? Trump outlefts Nancy Pelosi easily?
Okay, so this is where it gets a little bizarre here. Now, he does this thing, and a lot of people do this thing. I do this a lot too. Is I will say they, as a stand-in for someone who has been previously acknowledged. And, you know, for example, let's say I say Nancy Pelosi is a criminal. They are weak. That would be they in reference to Nancy Pelosi. One of the things, though, that Jimmy Dore and other kind of radio hosts do, you see this a lot on right-wing radio, is they will use the term they a lot, which is a stand-in for different people. So this guy is saying they don't want you to have health care, and then he ties that into Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the squad. So, again, it's bizarre.
Nancy Pelosi easily? And
also, if you think Donald Trump is to the left of Nancy Pelosi, you don't know what the left-right spectrum is. Someone saying, I want to give $2,000 stimulus payments in the same message where they say illegals shouldn't have any money, that's not to the left of Nancy Pelosi. I'm sorry. Shut the fuck up with that garbage. Is $2,000 better than $1,200 or $600? Absolutely. That doesn't put it on the left-right spectrum. Especially, again, when this guy is saying illegals shouldn't have any money. Again, calling human beings illegals. And then also saying it's China's fault. It's China. That's not to the left of Nancy Pelosi, you dumb motherfucker. But again, this guy thinks, oh, more money? Must be left-wing. Duh.
the squad's going to vote for Nancy Pelosi. Who's to the right of Trump?
So he's setting up this false equivalence here, saying the squad is going to vote for Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi's to the right of Trump because Jimmy Dore said so. And so if the squad votes for Nancy Pelosi, that means that the squad is to the right of Trump? Really?
Donald Trump is right. $600 is not nearly enough, but $2,000 isn't either. That's the whole point.
No kidding.
When Bernie Sanders was pushing for a $1,200 payment, I was asking, why is Bernie Sanders not pushing for a solution? If you're going to push for something, push for the solution and then compromise. He pushed for $1,200, which was already a compromise position, and then he ended up with $600. Just like we said, Bernie Sanders is the worst leader in the world.
So, again, Bernie Sanders, now, we can have disagreements about Bernie. That's fine, right? Do I think Bernie is a revolutionary leader who's going to take us through no, he's not. He's a politician. He's a senator. People need to really curb their expectations, okay? But, again, what was the public reaction to Medicare for All 6 years ago, before Bernie got onto the national stage? What is it now? The most popular policy. It's got an 80% approval rating. So if you're going to say Bernie Sanders has done a net hindrance to Medicare for All instead of a net positive, you are a dumb motherfucker, right? That's, again, besides the point of Bernie Sanders, of course, being one of the first, if not the first person, to call for $2,000 monthly stimulus, okay? So this is all a bunch of lying and scumbaggery. So again, who in the 2020 Democratic primary raised their hand when asked if they wanted to abolish single payer or abolish private health insurance? It was Bernie Sanders. And I believe like Elizabeth Warren did like the famous, the kid who knows the answer but doesn't want to raise their hand because they've got social anxiety thing, right? Remember that? So who, by the way, did Jimmy Dore support in the primary? Tulsi Gabbard, famously, who, again, in this clip that I have right here, he interviewed Tulsi Gabbard and then just listened to all of her bullshit and tried to defend her compromise position. That was 9 months ago. So this guy is trying to say Bernie Sanders is the worst leader of all time. Yet 9 months ago, he was against Medicare for All. But it gets worse. So who's the they? Let's find out who the they is.
Are you happy with her? You think you should be nicer to her? Or you think we should rake her over the coals? You think you should be nicer? Do you think it would help if progressive news hosts were nicer to the progressives who are currently screwing you? Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Are you happy with her? You think you should be...
Okay, so Bernie Sanders is a terrible leader because he called for $1,200, even though he called for $2,000. And AOC should be scared to death because she has a $2,000 COVID relief amendment?
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people. So stupid, so stupid. Thank you, thank you.
I really just don't understand. I really just don't understand. Now, again, you can say that this country is broken. Correct. Correct. All right? This country is broken. But we being the left. By the way, I take that to be exclusionary from the Jimmy Dore fanboys. They are not leftists. They are crybaby fanboys. Like, you remember on YouTube in 2009, right, when you had those big popular vloggers start posting, like, on YouTube all the time, and you got a bunch of people who would, like, spam their memes on every other channel, and then, like, say you should watch these people. Those were called fanboys, right? That's what these people are. They're not political activists. Right? You going on Twitter and saying hashtag force the vote at like 2,000 followers. That's not direct action. That's not political activism. That's you being a fucking fanboy, right? So these dumb motherfucking fanboys that are watching this guy think that AOC is standing in the way of healthcare? What? Like, we have got, like, and again, exclusionary we on that one, have got like maybe 10 people in Congress. Maybe 15, like if you're stretching the definition, who are genuinely even kind of anti-establishment progressive, right? Kind of. The furthest left person in the Congress, right, is barely even qualifiable as a social democrat. Barely. So the idea that you're going to expect these people, these are politicians. Now again, I have different expectations for different people. I think a talk show host, I expect them to put their money where their mouth is. I expect them not to buy $2 million compounds. I expect them, right, to do their job and inform the people that watch their broadcast. That's what I expect them to do. Clearly, Jimmy Dore has failed my expectations. Now, what I expect people in Congress to do is to respond to their constituents and then draft legislation that helps the people, right? The job of a politician is not to be an activist. The job of the politician is to listen to the activists, right? So when you say that AOC needs to go out there and, like, you know, lose all of her positions of power to force a Medicare for all vote, that will lose. It will not pass the House. It will not pass the Senate. Joe Biden has said he will veto the plan. Trump, you think Trump's going to sign Medicare for all? So, like, there is no strategy that gets us Medicare for all. There is no strategy that gets us health care. Jimmy Dore, what he is doing is he is postulating a scenario where instead of looking at the real problems, that is to say, capitalism itself, the rich class as a whole, instead of looking at those real problems, he is pinning all of the blame. It's AOC who's standing in the way of healthcare. And because it's AOC and only AOC who's standing in the way of healthcare, as he says, she should be scared to death. Are you kidding me?
Scared to fucking death. We should make them scared to fucking death.
Who's them?
Are you happy with her?
So it's her and then them? Her and then them?
You think you should be nicer to her? Or you think we should rake her over the coals? You think you should be nicer? Do you think it would help if progressive news hosts were nicer to the progressives who are currently screwing you?
The progressives are the ones screwing you. It's not Nancy Pelosi. It's not Mitch McConnell. It's not Donald Trump. It's not Tim Ryan. It's not Hakeem Jeffries. It's not Steny Hoyer. No. It's not Chuck Schumer. No, it's AOC. She's the one standing in the way of healthcare. And as Jimmy Dore says, she should be scared to death. What the fuck? But again, people think that this is some kind of sane, rational person. People think, oh, Jimmy Dore is angry, and anger is good. You know who else is angry? Me, motherfucker. Because I lost my mom due to her not having health insurance. So when you dumb Russian bot pieces of garbage come into my thing and say, another family with health care telling people they should wait. What? Like, dude, who are you fucking talking to? But these people think, again, direct action is going on 200 viewed YouTube videos and saying hashtag force the vote, you dumb snaggletooth tranny. Those are comments that I've gotten from these people. They think that what they're doing is noble. They think that what they're doing is direct action. They're on the front lines fighting against capital itself by spamming dumb bullshit in an anarchist's YouTube comment section. I cannot fucking believe that people take this shit seriously. I really can't. And if you do, shame on you. Seriously. And you know what? People have said that I should divorce this a little bit from Jimmy Dore. And I've got a video here of Bree Joy Gray, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, interviewing Nina Turner and trying to wrap her into this fucking fanboy drama. And this video, I have a criticism of this video, but I have more of a criticism with the comment section, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Hello, by the way, Jake S. What's a poppin'? I want everyone to get $3,000 a month by nationalizing Jeff Bezos' bank accounts. I mean, I'm down with that, Anna. I'm down with that. Bernie is the worst and AOC is evil. Like, I literally, it's just bizarre to me. Like, I really is, like... And again, people think Jimmy Dore is angry, therefore that's good. Anger is good. I self-identify as way more angry than Jimmy Dore has ever been. I'm way more angry than Jimmy Dore has ever been. Ever! At all! Like, if you take any one of my segments, you could, like, see that I'm clearly a much more unstable person when it comes to my anger department. Why? Because I'm actually poor. I don't live in a $2 million compound. Why? Because I actually care about other people. I'm not just doing a YouTube show for ad revenue. But anyway, this video here, I thought, it's a 10-minute video. I think the total video is important, so I'm going to play the whole thing. And then we're going to scroll down. And I know this is going to take a while. I know that I'm taking a while doing this Jimmy Dore thing. I know. I understand. And you know what? I understand that this forced to vote thing has taken up a lot of airtime. I understand that I personally think it's bunk. I think it's a little silly, and I will explain those reasons why, and you can watch my other videos to see why. But the reason why I think it's taking up so much oxygen, and I am participating in that, is because I want to be clearly on the record as being against this kind of essentialist garbage. This kind of, oh, if AOC doesn't agree with every single thing in my quiver, that she's automatically evil and standing in the way of healthcare. That's what Jimmy Dore fanboys want you to believe. Now, I'm not going to put that much faith in AOC to begin with. She is a good, a decent, an okay politician, and that's what she is, a politician. So, I love Nina Turner. I got to meet both of these people, right, working on the Bernie Sanders campaign, and they're both really nice people. They're wonderful to interact with. They're great people. Brianna Joy Gray, I think, she has her opinion on Force the Vote, and I think if everyone were listening to her instead of Jimothy Dumbo Dore, I think the left would have a much better understanding and a much more calm and civil discourse over the Force the Vote thing. I think Jimmy Dore has done a net disservice to the idea. I was on the fence of Force the Vote when I first heard about it. Now I am very much so against, just because all the people that are trying to associate with it, for the most part, are dumb and evil and reckless. And again, if I get called a snaggletooth tranny one more time by a Jimmy Dore fanboy, I swear to God, right? But Brianna Joy Gray, she does a podcast. I haven't listened to much of it, but I like her. I like both of these people. I like her and I like Nina Turner, and I want that to be explicitly clear. Okay? I think there are merits behind this strategy, but I want you to watch this video, and it's 10 minutes, and I'm going to click on, 1 or 2x speed. I know, it's 2x speed. If you want to go watch it at 1x speed, you are welcome to do so, and then you can unpause this video and look at me go through it, okay? So, I want you to see how rational and how nuanced this conversation is, and then I'm going to scroll down to the comments, and the comments have been inundated with Jimmy Dore fanboys. And again, the comments to this fucking video are disgusting. Disgusting. And again, you can disagree with Force the Vote, you can agree with Force the Vote, and we can still like each other. That's fine with me, right? Like, I like Brie. I disagree with her on this subject. I like Nina Turner. I disagree with her on a lot of subjects. I still think they're pretty decent people, compared to Jimmy Dore, by the way. But anyway, that's enough of a prologue. Let's watch.
People's house. I think there are a lot of people who are excited about the prospect on the left because they believe...
I should say that this title is Senator Nina Turner on COVID Relief and Force the Vote. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit because it's kind of low. And I'm also going to make the audio, slightly slower. I know. That way people can really get this.
It's an opportunity to grow what's known as the squad, and to grow the small but growing group of people who can be reliably trusted to vote in favor of certain progressive issues, whether it be Medicare for all, $15 minimum wage, student debt cancellation, cash relief for stimulus checks. You know the agenda better than I do. Is that a correct assumption? And do you see any kind of points on that progressive agenda sheet or the kind of Bernie agenda sheet that you anticipate departing from?
So real quick, and again, I want to give you this crucial context. This video is about COVID relief and force the vote. This isn't. They made an editorial decision, they being the Bad Faith podcast, to lump this in, and having had force the vote be the topic of conversation after this COVID relief conversation, right? So this is a 2 birds, 1 stone scenario. And again, as you understand from my teasing, the comments are hideous and disgusting, but I want you to listen to Nina Turner's answer here, because I think it's a great answer. I think it's an absolutely fantastic answer. It's a very nuanced answer, and it's a very pro-worker, a very pro-people answer, and I want that to be understood. This is a neoliberal corporate sellout in the eyes of the commenters, in the eyes of, however many people, 13,000 views, however many of those people decided to leave comments in a ratio, right? This person is a neoliberal corporate sellout.
No, I don't. All of those things are important to me. I am going to be there to be a champion for the people and lay it all out on the line, especially in moments like this. I don't think we can be timid. Austerity is not the key. It's amazing to me that we can have $740 billion for the military-industrial complex, and even the bill that they came to an agreement on December the 20th is lacking. It leaves people wanting. It's less than what the relief people got in March. It really is a shame that it's taken this long for both Democrats and Republicans. It's just not one political party. It is both political parties. And
again, she is going after both Republicans and Democrats in the first 90 seconds of this video. And again, you are not ready for the comments unless you've already clicked this video and looked at them yourself and spoiled it. You are not ready for the comments.
Members, not all, who have a cavalier attitude about the suffering of people. We have to, oh my God, you just really get me revved up here. Morally, it is wrong that it took the Congress and this president this long.
Well, what do you think of the kind of failure to take seriously the $1.8 trillion deal that was on the table prior to the election? The narrative was, we don't want to advantage Donald Trump in any way by letting him send out checks with his name on it, and therefore we're going to kind of do this gamble. And now that we've seen the results of the gamble, a lot of people are reflecting on that, the choice. What did you think at the time of the choice not to take that deal?
I think the deal should have been taken. I agree with Congressman Rokana, who was bold enough to say that, and I think there were a few others, but he certainly was out front on that. When you have this level of suffering, you can't play games. And what I would have done had I been leading is to say to President Trump, everybody knows the Democrats don't like President Trump. He did things in ways that were, I'm trying to stay PG here. He was not a good president. So everybody gets that tension, rightful tension between Democrats and Republicans. Today's Republicans got it. Check that off the box. But what you cannot do and should not do is use people in this country as pawns under immense suffering. Now, had this been the 90s and everybody had a job and the unemployment rate was, and you want to hedge a little bit, because sometimes in politics people hedge. But hedging when you got people being evicted from their homes, hedging when you got millions of people unemployed, hedging when folks have lost their employer-based health care. It was unconscionable. And in my mind, because of my background, it was just absolutely immoral. If I were the leader, I'd just make it clear, look, you know what, President Trump, we don't vibe. And that's just being kind. I don't like how you've been president. I'm sure you don't like how I'm leading. But I tell you what, we're going to do this deal for the people. We also going to do the dance, because we're going to defeat you. I'm going to make that's my priority, is to defeat you. But for now, let's go and do this deal for the people of this nation. That's what you do. You don't do. So it's disgusting that it was done in that way. And look what we end.
So I just want to say, again, she is directing, again, this is the first half of the video. She is directing extreme animosity at the Republicans, which, by the way, Jimmy Dore never does. Right, that's never a calculation in the dumb left space. As far as they're concerned, there is no Republican Party, right? So Nina Turner is very accurately saying that it is the Republican Party and the Republican president that are the main problem. However, that the inconsistencies with the Democratic Party, with their message and what they claim to stand for and what they actually advocate for, are glaring and need to be examined. She is giving a nuanced take on why both parties are problematic, one more than the other, and that is an extremely important aspect of this. And again, I'm just going to let the video speak for itself.
Well, why do you think it was so close to begin with? Because arguably there's a world where Biden's margin was big enough ahead of Trump that, advantaging Trump in some small way would never have been a consideration.
We're thinking about it the wrong way. See, if you think about it as giving President Donald Trump an advantage, then that's when you dig in your political heels. But if you turn that around and say, I am going to do what is in the best interest of the people of this nation who are suffering the most, then it doesn't become an issue. From that lens, it's not an issue. And then you double dog dare somebody to get up in your face and ask you, why are you giving President Donald Trump an advantage? You say to them, I'm not giving him an advantage. I'm serving the people.
Yeah, I do think that there's something to be said for a willingness to reframe issues, right? I think sometimes on the left, liberals in general,
Real quick, her answer here, again, really good. saying, why are you afraid of giving help to the people? It's not about giving Trump a win. It's about making sure the people are not getting kicked out of their house, making sure the people are being able to feed their families. If you can't turn that into a political win, then you should not be in politics. That's what Nina Turner is saying about Nancy Pelosi right here. But again, in the comments that you're about to read, they're calling her a neoliberal corporate sellout.
Very smart political brains say, okay, well, the Republicans are going to spin it this way, or corporate Dems are going to spin it this way. And there's never any confidence in the left, the progressive's ability to say, okay, well, we're going to spin it this other way because that's the truth. And to trust the voters' ability to recognize that there's some value in being perceived to be fighting genuinely for the people. I want to ask you to that end, I'm sure it's not escaped your notice that there's a lot of brouhaha online right now about this question of whether or not the small progressive cohort.
I just want to say, if Nina Turner ever comes on my show, and maybe I should ask her, if anyone wants to back me up here, should I try to get Nina on my show? Who knows? If she goes on bad faith, she might go on Above It All. It's possible. It's possible, right? But if I had Nina Turner on my show, right, you know what I would not do? Ask some about trivial Twitter drama. And this is something that one of the reasons why I don't listen to Brianna's podcast here, is because when she did the same thing to Noam Chomsky, and I'm not trying to say I don't like Brianna. I do like her. I just don't like necessarily this podcast, right? I prefer her writings. I prefer all the other stuff, right? But she did the same thing to Noam Chomsky. Like, if you have Noam motherfucking Chomsky on your show, and you're going to ask about vote blue no matter who, because that's a trending Twitter hashtag that 3 people care about, you have Noam fucking Chomsky on your show. You've got Nina Turner on your show. Like, I don't know. It's just, that's my opinion, though. Maybe it's because I'm a loser and they don't come on my show, so it'd be like, to them, it's probably like, oh yeah, it's Nina Turner again, right? But, to me, it'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna, but I'm just throwing that out there.
In the House should use its leverage in this moment to try to extract a concession out of Nancy Pelosi. Namely, people are asking for her to bring a Medicare for all to a floor vote. There's some other asks that people have brought up that I think are smart. David Stroder, our colleague, has mentioned getting rid of Richard Neal from the Ways and Means Committee, getting rid of Kkkops, other things that would help to progress and advance the progressive agenda. Right now, there hasn't been any buy-in from any progressive members of the House. What's your read on that situation?
I'm not there right now, so far be it for me to second guess what decisions are being made, what the Progressive Caucus is talking about.
So again, Nina Turner is giving a wonderfully nuanced answer, saying first and foremost, she is not there. She does not know all of the details of what the progressives in Congress are doing, what they know, what the negotiations are, etc. Right? This is not public information for the most part, so she does not know that, and she is being upfront about her lack of knowledge, right? And that should be a good thing. If someone does not know something, it should be a very, very, very easy thing for them to say, I don't have all the details here, so, my opinion might not be, it might not be the gold standard because I don't have all the details, right? So, again, I want to underscore how nuanced she is, and how, even if we disagree, how wonderfully she's answering this question. And again, the comments, dude, I know, I'm hyping them up, but my God.
About what the squad is talking about. I want to necessarily, because I'm not there. I'm not going to, I don't want to malign them, I guess. I'm trying to put this in a way that...
Sure, but not a commentary on what their choices were, but can you give some insight into what your thinking would be about this process? Because it seems in a lot of ways that the crucial question is, is there a willingness to go up against your own party's leadership? Is there a willingness to be critical of one's own party leadership? Someone like Senator Sanders, obviously, as an independent, has kind of set himself apart and made himself very willing to be oppositional at certain points in his career, sometimes more so than other times. But do you see yourself as someone who would be willing to call out leadership and be oppositional in that way, as opposed to kind of putting quote-unquote party first?
I've shown myself already to be willing to do that. Throughout my career, I bumped up against the Democratic Party. I bumped up against this party because I care. Some people want to question whether I'm a Democrat. Just because, working with somebody doesn't mean you're going to acquiesce to them. There is a difference. And so the progressives have to set themselves apart. Why are we being called progressives if we're not going to stand up for the people? It's really simple. The quote Congress.
But again, I really want to say real quick, and I'm sorry to interrupt her, but what she said, they're working with someone is not acquiescing to them. For example, again, voting for Nancy Pelosi does not mean that you just cloned her DNA and are going to remove your brain and then put your brain in like some sort of stasis and then put the cloned DNA Nancy Pelosi brain in your body and then you'll be an exact replica of Nancy. That's not what voting for Nancy Pelosi for leadership means. It means I am going to make a transactional exchange here with the intent of getting something later. That's what that means. Now, again, we can criticize that. We can disagree with AOC and the squad making that transaction. We can say that what they're getting out of it is not good enough, and that's all well and good. But it's a far step from Jimmy Dore saying that AOC should be scared to death. That's a far step away from that. And again, I want you to know the nuance is dead in the Jimbo Dumbo left, because again, I know the comments, right? I know, I keep hyping this up, and I know it,
So the progressives have to set themselves apart. Why are we being called progressives if we're not going to stand up for the people? It's really simple. The co-Congresswoman Barbara Jordan, what the people want is simple. They want an America as good as its promise. Progressives are standing in that ready position to help to deliver an America as good as its promise. So whether it's now or soon, and that's why I'm trying not to second guess them, because I don't know what's going into their thinking. I don't want people to give up on them just because they might not necessarily be answering that call right this minute. There's still time to push neoliberals and more moderates to do the right thing. And when the Progressive Caucus decides to do that, we must ready ourselves to know that when you make a demand, there has to be a consequence to that demand. And I think that's what people out on the activist side is saying: make the demand and then make sure that there's a consequence for it. I don't even necessarily want to say be patient, because even Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said wait almost means never. It's just I'm trying to be strategic in what I'm saying, not in terms of being misinterpreted, but just because I have served inside bodies before. And
again, if you take any issue with what Nina Turner is saying, that's okay. But, you cannot say that she is a dumb person. You cannot say that she is a corporate zealot. She's answering this very, very, very well. And I want to underscore that. Super fan here. Nina, please come on my show. But
a lot of times what people think they know, they don't really know. That's why I'm trying to just kind of be a little more open to what may or may not be happening. But there is going to come a point. To answer your question directly, I've proven myself to bump against even county reform in Cuyahoga County. I don't even know if you remember that or not, but that was something that the Democratic Party did not support. We had corruption in Cuyahoga County at the hands of Democrats, and the people wanted to see something different. And I bumped up against the party. I bumped up against even leaders in the Black community on this, and the issue passed. So that is by way of example. I do not shrink from standing up when I think is right and good, what I think is in the best interest of people, and that will not change when I get to Congress. But I do want people that just have a little more mercy, not necessarily wait in the sense of you need to wait a long time, but just to have a little more patience. And let's see what's going to happen moving forward. But the reason why we need activists out there is to push elected officials. That's what we need. We need the grassroots
There you go. Exactly. It is not the job of the politician to be an activist. It is the job of the activists to push the politicians. Okay. And again, she is saying has a track record of going up against Democrats, and I haven't looked into all those situations, so it could be she's lying, right? She's a corporate sellout lying. It's totally possible, right? Right? But let's be honest, it's very unlikely that that's the case, right? So I just want to say that was an extremely nuanced answer, a really well said answer, and I want to scroll down to the comment section, and I want you to read what the fucking Jimmy Dore dumb motherfuckers were saying in the comment section. And I know, but my God. All right, so let's read this shit. So this is the top comment. 118 people clicked on that and were like, I agree. All I can think of when watching this interview is you don't change the Democratic Party. The party changes you. What? How do you listen to that motherfucking goddamn fucking interview and come out thinking that she's she's cool, she's crumbling under pressure, she's bending the knee. Oh my God. This Chris Morlock guy, this guy also came onto my fucking videos, was one of the people saying I was mentally unstable and I was a tranny. So it's glad that they're the second top comment on the bad faith comment section. I'm happy about that. Let's read. Awful wish-washy nonsense. She should be breathing fire here, and instead is just doodling around. Half the comments here are about disappointment. If you are disappointed with Nina Turner's answer, you are a fucking freak. I'm sorry. You can disagree with her answer. That's fine. But to say that she is bending the knee to the establishment, the party is controlling her, what? Every progressive that's been elected in the Democrat Party has been co-opted. What's to stop the same thing from happening to Nina? Or risking losing another ally, and her answer on force the vote does not bode well. Her answer was, by the way, maybe there's things that are more important than Medicare for all. Her answer, by the way, again, the first half of the video was saying people are losing their houses. People can't feed their children. Personally, I think a $2,000, maybe even fuck it, $3,000 retroactive monthly payment all the way to March, $3,000 for every March, or for every month that we were in this country during the pandemic, I think should be given to people's bank accounts tomorrow. That would do a hell of a lot more than voting on Medicare for All and watching it lose. And then even if it wins, it will go to the Senate and then die. And then even if it wins in the Senate, it will go to the presidency and then die. I think you have a lot more of a mandate to get more COVID stimulus and relief, because that's the thing that we're all talking about. Is us not having healthcare a problem? Absolutely. But is it the most important problem right now? No. And if you think it is, you are a fucking loser. Alright? I'm sorry. All these dumb motherfuckers, oh, does Nina Turner have healthcare? Everyone I disagree with is Blue Cross Blue Shield representative. How about, do you have a house? Chris Morlock, a robot army, Abel Gonzalez, do you have a house? If so, then shut the fuck up, okay? Because there are people right now that don't have a house. And to them, you sound like a crybaby fucking idiot. To them. There are people out there that can't feed their fucking families. Okay? And that's what the fucking problem with this garbage, these people. Really, Nina? My family is at the literal end of our ropes. Everyone is bankrupt for daring to afford a $9K a month multiple sclerosis medication. And I hate reading these things. I really do, because these stories are awful. They make me fucking cry, dude. Seeing people suffering is the worst thing in the world, right? And then this person's going to weaponize their suffering for clicks. The Bad Faith podcast is going to clip this for clicks. Weaponize people's misery to get those clicks. And that's what I just find it, like, it's just gross. She straight told us if she didn't know him, she would not be able to help it. We already knew this for several attempts. What does that even mean? I have no idea what that's talking about. Electing representatives is proving to be worthless. Direct action is the only way. Why not both? Why not both? I don't understand why not both. By the way, these people that do this, direct action is the only thing. These people think hashtag force the vote on Twitter is direct action. Do you see these people volunteer at food banks? No. Do you see Jimmy Dore people, you know, give their money to local mutual aid groups? No. Like, you don't see that. They think hashtag force the vote on Twitter. They think that's direct action. It's unbelievable. The Millennial Revolution. Bottom line, are you for force the vote? Nina Turner, I'm not there yet. What she is saying is she's not in Congress. She is literally not there, as in the physical fucking place of Congress. She is not there. That's what she said. That's what she fucking said. Can we please stop waiting for someone to fix the Democratic Party and destroy it already? By the way, what about the Republican Party? What about the Republican Party? Are they the ones standing in front of healthcare? Yeah. They're the ones who have been trying to pick away at our healthcare protections over the last 4 years. But nah, fuck them. They're great. I love the Republicans. We gotta destroy the Democratic Party? Like, what? Like, this dumb motherfucker can't understand English correctly, and maybe it's not their first language. That's fine. But then they're going to go on this bizarre, like, all of this squad energy is being squandered to counter-revolutionary bourgeois capitalist party. Like, they say these words, they think they're cool. If I just say bourgeoisie, then people will take me seriously. No, motherfucker, you're a dullard. I'm sorry. You ain't gonna get nothing leftist until you build a leftist party. It's not about party, it's about people. Anyone, and I mean anyone, that thinks that their 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 69th party is going to have a better chance at enacting change than a Democrat party or running in a Democrat primary, you are a fucking moron. If Nina has to hold back because it might affect her primary, doesn't that say a lot about the chances of enacting change by working within the party structure? Like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? She has to win a primary before she has any power to do anything. What does that mean? Oh, Nina, you're killing me. You're already being protective of the establishment. She just said that Nancy Pelosi is in my words, not hers, an idiot for not taking the $1.8 trillion Mnuchin-Trump deal before the election. That was what the fucking video was about. It's about COVID relief and how Democrats didn't go far enough. And this stupid motherfucker in the comment section, you're protective of the establishment. And again, you think, oh, it's just a couple comments. 64 upvotes, 100 upvotes, 100 upvotes, 49 upvotes, 53 upvotes, 50 upvotes, 50. These are people who are scrolling down and they're going like, I agree with this. And they're not posting their own fucking handful of cringe, okay? That's what this is. You think that this is direct action? Going after Nina Turner in a... Like, what? That's direct action. Saying Nina Turner is bending the knee because she attacked Nancy Pelosi but didn't do it in the certain specific way you wanted? Fucking disgusting. Nina sounds like she's hedging on force the vote. I got news for you. She's not going to be there. Even if she wins her primary and wins her general, she's not going to be in Congress. She's not going to be able to force the vote before January 3rd. By the way, that's next week. She's not going to be able to force the vote. She won't be in Congress for a couple more months. So what the fuck does it... Who cares? She's hedging on force the vote. She's not going to be there. She's not an actor. She's not a player in the game. That's like saying Tom Hanks was really awful in his role in A Bug's Life. Well, I've got news for you. Tom Hanks isn't in A Bug's Life. I hope he's not in A Bug's Life. He might actually be in A Bug's Life. I don't... Like, my point is... Like, what? She's not there, dumb motherfucker. She's already sounding like a progressive being changed by the Dem Party. She literally quoted Martin Luther King Jr. as an offense to the Democratic Party. She literally said Nancy Pelosi was weak for not going strong enough on stimulus. She literally said that if you can't make a win out of giving Americans money and cash payments, then you can't make anything a win. That's what the whole video was, her going after the Democratic leadership. So we didn't get a straight answer from one of the straightest shooters in politics. You did get a straight answer, dumb motherfucker. It's called nuance. The world isn't binary. What color is my phone? Yes or no? What? But my phone is a shade of blue. And no, too many. Yes or no? What color is my phone? Yes or no? What game is this? Yes or no? What is this? Blue or red? What? It's called nuance, motherfucker. What do you mean you didn't get a straight answer? How about you listen to the whole fucking thing, you stupid motherfucker? And again, you keep going. 57 upvotes, by the way. Hey, everyone, it's Ricky Rants here. I can't understand basic English. Haha, upvote me. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. These dumb motherfucking clout-chased loser YouTubers, man. And again, I don't hate Brianna Joy Gray, but fuck me. The editorial decision behind posting this clip and then having nothing to say about the audience that you're fostering, it speaks volumes. It speaks fucking volumes. And again, I don't hate anybody except for Jimmy Dore. I fucking hate Jimmy Dore. But I don't hate Brianna Joy Gray. I don't, right? We can agree and disagree, that's fine. But the editorial fucking decision about uploading this video, right? Knowing what kind of fan base you're trying to cultivate, I'm sorry, man. It's just gross. It's gross. It's fucking gross. The establishment knows exactly what it's doing. Poorer people means crimes go up. People cry for more police and the establishment gets what it wants. The marches, that adds more police. Like, that ends the marches, that adds... You know, a lot of the cities that did direct action and did defund the police movements actually defunded their police departments. But no. Alright, that ends the marches, adds more police. So that's demobilizing us. That's demobilizing us. People that can protest, not politicians. Again, it's the politician's job to listen to activists. When you say being an activist adds more police, you're demobilizing people from being activists. And it doesn't even make any sense. A lot of the cities, Seattle, for example, Minneapolis, Houston, right? They actually defunded their police department slightly. New York City is defunding their police department slightly. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's a step in the right direction. This person is saying it doesn't exist. Why? Why don't they think it exists? Because they don't know the news. They get their news from sources like Jimbo Dore, and I don't know enough about bad faith, but Jesus Christ, man, judging by this comment section, if you can have someone in this comment section say something this fucking stupid and get 60 upvotes, then Jesus Christ, maybe bad faith is not having great editorial decisions at the very fucking least, at the very least. Nina, you running for office, ... space. You are a huge part of the Progressive Party, ... space. Please, we need you to not worry about stepping on toes. Like, we watched the video. We watched the fucking video. When was she worrying about stepping on the toes of the establishment? We watched the fuck... Nina's non-answer was more than just a little disappointing. 64 upvotes. She didn't give a non-answer. She said that we need COVID relief, and maybe having a force to vote on Medicare for all is a good idea, but she's not sold on it. That's not a non-answer. She's saying in this clip that we need COVID relief. People are losing their homes. They're losing their fucking homes, motherfucker. What is Medicare for All gonna do in a year from now if you die in the fucking winter of not having a fucking bed to sleep in? Oh, but we're gonna pass Medicare for All. Trump's gonna sign it because facts and logic, and it's gonna take place overnight. Instead of, I don't know, advocating for $5,000 cash payments to Americans or something. No, it's Medicare for All or bust. Why did these people say that? Because they have houses. Why did these people say that? They can feed their families. They don't give a fuck about the 1 in 5 children that are starving every night, that can't eat dinner every night. They don't give a fuck about the 40 million people who can't pay their rent on time in January. They don't give a fuck. You think they give a fuck? They don't. They don't even know, they can't even understand English. Again, what color is my phone? Yes or no? They literally just don't know English, these dumb motherfuckers. I swear they just don't know English. It used to be that when you joined the Democratic Party, you became useless and ineffective. Now with Nina, it just seems that thinking about joining the Democratic Party has the same effect. What? Useless and ineffective. This person, by the way, 60 upvotes, calling a black activist useless and ineffective. She was a state senator in Ohio, right? She helped mobilize one of the largest campaigns in presidential history. Right, have you ever been to a Bernie rally? Have you heard Nina Turner speak at a Bernie rally? I have. Shit makes my fucking skin tingle. It's amazing and it's beautiful. But now she's useless. Black activists that don't agree with all the white YouTubers in the world, they're useless. Useless and ineffective. That's what this person had to say. By the way, 60 fucking upvotes. This broke my heart. Nina was working hard to be strategic here and in 10 ended up dodging the M4A question and then filibustering Brianna. Do I need to go even more? It's almost like she was saying, don't count on me when I get elected. No, she was saying she's not there yet. She can't force the vote for something that she's not there for. The force the vote strategy is based around withholding your vote for Nancy Pelosi to get a floor vote on Medicare for All. I have news for you. Nina Turner cannot withhold her vote from Nancy Pelosi because she is not in Congress. How can she withhold her vote for Nancy Pelosi without being in Congress? What? How does that happen? What the fuck? What color is my phone? Yes or no? What color is my phone? Yes or no? I seriously, the only good thing about this interview with Nina Turner is the people are waking up and calling out the BS. Okay, so Nina Turner saying that Nancy Pelosi is foolish for not taking the $1.8 trillion stimulus package? Fuck it, whatever. Useless and ineffective. But what's really great about this interview is our people are turning on black activists. That's what's great. That's a good thing. Suck my fucking girl dick, you stupid pieces of shit. But again, Nina was co-opted. I have no faith in any of these people. There's no other time. This is utterly disappointing. I've wasted enough time and money. SNT is my hero, but that was a frightening answer. Look at these dumb, demobilizing pieces of shit-stained garbage. And you know what? Turn the fucking music off. I'm sick of this shit. I didn't even use this clip a single time. And you don't think I wanted to? You don't think I wanted to do this? Every single time?
Really,
you don't think I wanted to do this?
I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
But you know what? It's not even funny anymore. These people are fucking disgusting. It's not even funny. It's like, you think I'm like, look at me with my funny Donald Trump soundboard. Right? Like I'm doing a disservice to this video by using the funny soundboard. I know it's funny. I know it's hilarious. I know it's great to laugh at these people. But look at them. Look at them. You keep scrolling. This is an introspection from looks at past the session movement. This is what we're on. We're on our own. We've always been on our own, motherfucker. We've always been on our own, dude. If the squad is some hidden plan or secret plan, what does that mean? She's not in Congress. Nina Turner's not in Congress. Nina just torpedoed her progressive credentials with this. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You're simping for this guy? The guy who 9 months ago said Medicare for All was not worth it?
But people are saying, oh, Tulsi flip-flopped on Medicare for All. Now, you seem to be not wanting to outlaw private insurance, more like, say, what works in Australia.
That's
so
right.
Now I'm very familiar.
You can watch the rest of this clip on your own time. This video's long enough. You're saying this guy is the modern Malcolm X. I got comments on my YouTube videos. Jimmy Dore is like the modern version of Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr. This guy is Martin Luther King Jr.
Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death?
This guy is Martin Luther King Jr. Not Nina Turner. No. She's useless and ineffective. And again, I want to say this with the utmost seriousness. Shame on the bad faith people. I don't know if Brianna Joy Gray is in charge of the clips. I don't know what her rules or duties are at that podcast when it comes to the YouTube channel and the content promotion that they do. But all of the editorial decisions that went into this comment section, shame on all of you. Disgusting. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It really is. I'm sorry for taking so long at that. I know. I shouldn't like spend so much time talking about this, but at the same time I should, because I don't believe in demobilization. I believe in mobilization. Go out there, protest. Go out there, volunteer at a food bank. Go out there, meet the people that live in your community, forge relationships with people, help people. You know, call your neighbor, see if they need anything. Call your parents or your grandparents, ask if they need help. Do everything you can to help your fellow human in this time of absolute crisis. Medicare for all is great. We're not going to have it overnight. You know what we can have overnight? $5,000 cash payments to every American citizen. We could do that overnight. We have the infrastructure in place for that. That would solve a lot of problems and alleviate some problems until we could get Medicare for all properly. But they're not interested in that. They're interested in nothing that's not Jimmy Dore's idea because they don't care. Because to them, black activists, they're useless. Jimmy Dore is the modern Martin Luther King Jr. And it's gross. That's all I have to say. Damn, that was a 35-minute segment. Wow. No, you bet your sweet bippy the Russian bots that watch this video, they are not going to have the attention span for this one. You bet your sweet bippy. You bet your sweet bippy.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
They're not going to make it through this one. But thank you for listening to me. We have to consider that the Russian bot thing is legit. Like, I hope it is. Like, that's what I love about liberals, is they actually live in this universe where everyone that disagrees with them doesn't exist. They're just like a troll farm or whatever. So they think that they're like, you know, they're the only person that, and you know, that there's the ignorance is bliss aspect of that. I wish I could genuinely believe that these are Russian bots, but there's just too many of them. Like, there's so many of them. Ugh. Bots don't watch videos. That's just downvote and hit the comment sections. I mean, yeah, for sure. I don't think it's all bots. Dore has attracted a lot of right-wingers who are Trump loyalists and hate the Republican establishment, so they have no problem parroting Dore's grift. That's the problem, is Dore is doing a grift that just acknowledges that there is no such thing as the Republican Party. It just doesn't exist. Republican what? You're saying Donald Trump is part of the Republican Party? The what party? Like, these people just don't believe in the Republican Party. They just don't. They just don't think it exists. And the only thing in the world that you need to spend any of your time on is 30-year-old freshman members of Congress. Not, you know, Nancy Pelosi, who's been there for 60 years or whatever, however long she's been there. I don't know. She's old as fuck, right? 50, 40, 30, who knows? She's been there since at least the 80s, I know. Right? No, they're not the problem. It's the 30-year-old freshman bartender congresswoman. She's the one standing in front of your healthcare. And it's the black activists. Those are the ones standing in front of your healthcare. And again, the comment that said, like, defund the police led to more policing, like, that is the most demobilizing thing I have ever read. It's just disgusting. Force the vote, but don't be a dick about it on Twitter. I can endorse that hashtag just for Schadenfreude. Thank you, JL, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. But this show has lasted, you know, a little bit longer than my typical show. So thank you for watching. I will be back later today with The Grinch. I will be finishing the game later today. We will kill Santa Claus live on stream. So that should be fun. Thank you for watching. By the way, Jake, if you want to email me whatever, like I you know, you said you had some stuff you wanted to show me about Brie or whatever. If you want to email that to me, I will check it out. whenever I'm doing my little segments, I try not to get distracted by the chat room a little bit, you know, so bear with me. I try to read it. Hey, Mike Harold, by the way. I try to read it and, like, you know, try to work it into my arguments sometimes, you know, but I'm not necessarily always super responsive. So if you have anything you want to send me via email, that would be great. But thank you for watching, and I hope I was not angry enough for you, or too angry, or whatever. I don't know which one makes these people happy. Jimmy Dore's anger is good. Small, poor transgender person's anger is bad. Really makes you think. Anyway, bye-bye.
Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Do you think we should make them scared to fucking death? Should make them scared to fucking death. Should make them scared to fucking should make them scared to fucking death.
Only the really, but those with the lowest IQ, but those with the lowest IQ, but those with the lowest IQ.
Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death?
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think was in big trouble. They had
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Those with the lowest IQ.
Look, talk about education. Does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare. School, not daycare. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television. Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a very poor school, or a very poor background, will hear 4 million words fewer spoken by the time they get there. School, not daycare. School.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death?